Welcome back to Driven to Live, your hopefully favorite automotive podcast. Our illustrious presenter, Jesus Garcia, Jesus Behind the Wheel, there online. I'm Stephen Rivers, S Rivers Cars online. And we have an Instagram account, uh, Driven to Live on Instagram. Please check us out there. Uh, Plenty to talk about today, but very few topics. We're going to talk about Polestar, which is leaving the US, and there are some good deals to be had if you want one. We're going to talk about flock cameras again, but on a much deeper level because one of our colleagues, not someone we necessarily work with, but another automotive journalist, was pulled over in a very dramatic way that has made national news because of flock cameras. But maybe most excitedly, Jesus just spent some time at Circuit of America ripping around the track in some BMWs. Tell us all about it, Jesus.
Yeah, I got invited. Still don't know, not sure why, but I'll take it. I get invited to the BMW Performance Driving. Basically, they have two schools in South Carolina and in near Palm Springs in California. They do year-round events for basically teen driving all the way to full-on GT4 experience track driving. It's just a way to get customers and potential buyers to just come out. They pay for a class to get some seat time in all the M3s, M5s, M4s, all the good M-Power cars on a track being taught by professionals, and they get to do the hands-on driving themselves. It's just a good way for marketing, but also if someone who owns one of these cars wants to not necessarily take their car, but some another equivalent to it on a track and beat the hell out of it and learn how to actually use it to its full potential, that's a great way to do it. And also a good incentive for people to want to learn how to drive the cars that they're paying an absurd amount of money to do. Like I drove this the giant SUV. I forget what it's called, the XM, which is enormous and just wild. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, but I will say one thing: you cannot ignore it. This thing's and then I drag raced that, and then I got to drive the M3s at full blast on at COTA Raceway, which is pretty cool. Just a great time event. And what made it special was when I got there, it was raining, so the track was wet, cars were wet, and I thought, oh, they might cancel it or they might kind of slow us down. I was like, nope, these are BMWs, rain or shine, we're going out there, we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's like, great, I love that. And no one spun out, no one hit any traffic cones on the autocross. Everyone there seemed to know what they were doing, and also the instructors gave us really good advice prior to going out there as far as, hey, this is what you do if you oversteer, this is how you do if you're understeering, if you have an emergency braking situation, do this, do that. Like they didn't babysit you. They just kind of gave you the tools you needed to actually go out there and have a decent amount of confidence in what you're doing. And we were just there for just an afternoon. So kudos to BMW Performance Driving. It's a lot of fun. It's not, I'm not going to say it's super affordable, but if you have these cars and you want to learn how to drive them professionally, it's a solid investment because it's something you're going to take with you for the rest of your life in terms of driving. Because here we are drag racing the i4 and i5 M models, which were the electric versions, super fast, which shocked me. And I mean, come on, what better way to spend an afternoon than by track driving a lot of BMWs that are not yours? You have to pay for them.
Yeah,
But I will
what a great
say
experience. Yeah, go ahead.
they are going to have an event at Indianapolis in August in lieu of the Indy 500, which I envy because imagine doing this at Indy. That'd be pretty cool.
Pretty special place for sure, and special cars. I was super fortunate to go to the Spartanburg, Carolina facility
Mm-hmm.
when they launched the i5 and got to drive it around there, spun it around the track. If you're watching on YouTube, you probably won't get a clip of it, but you can find it on the same channel. Me spinning out at the track there. It was an incredible experience. It's hard to put into words how much fun it is to drive those kind of cars at that kind of pace on a real racetrack. And I say that as a guy who's like super jealous of like what a cool experience to do it at Circuit of the Americas. Like, dude, what a good time. That is such a special place. And a lot more real estate. If you look up the tracks between Circuit of the Americas and the facility they have in Spartanburg, they're not comparable at all. Circuit of the
Yeah.
Americas is a proper huge racetrack. The test facility in Spartanburg is good, but it's not comparable at all. It's much smaller, much more compact. Um, what was your favorite car out of the day, Jesus?
Well, we'll say the track layout that we were driving on, we had we were doing the NASCAR circuit, not the F1 circuit, which
Oh,
means
okay.
we had 17 turns instead of the full 22, which is totally fine.
Still a lot.
It's funny because like all these cars are great. My favorite was the M4 competition, just because that's the one I got to do hot laps in it, and it just felt just a little bit more poised than the M3 and the M5. But it's funny. If you ask me, would you buy a modern BMW M Power today? No, because they are incredibly complicated machines. Like I got inside of these cars, I'm like, okay, what setting do I get into? Like, oh, we're going in M2, not M1. I was like, why is there two M
Don't
buttons?
go in M1.
And then you look at the settings and like, oh my god, I can adjust everything here, which is just it's just too much. It's overwhelming. Like
Yeah.
I just have just one sport mode and then one track mode. That's all I need. So can just give me one button that says everything. All right, everything, got it. Very complex machines. They are really enthusiasts, and if you're an enthusiast for BMW, they're perfect because you're going to be saturated in BMW everything in this car. Modern BMWs are incredible machines, quote unquote the ultimate driving machine, but they are incredibly complicated. Like they're for someone like a low tech bumpkin like me, I get inside these cars and I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, why is there two M buttons? Why do I have so many buttons on the steering wheel? What does this do? What does that do? I'm afraid to touch anything. If someone gives me this car, I'm afraid to do burnouts in it because I'm like, I'm gonna break something. If I break it, it's gonna cost me a ton of money. So
Yeah.
that being said, I really like that I get to drive these cars at a track where they're already set up for that track. All I gotta do is just get inside of it and put in the drive and take off. That's all I gotta do. They did all the complicated tech setup. I just gotta get inside of it and drive. And after driving those cars, they're great. They are a lot of fun. Once you understand how to drive these cars, you totally get it. Like I get why some people are obsessed with BMW, the same way they're obsessed with like AMG Mercedes and Porsches and that kind of thing. They are a lot of fun. Like the M2 in particular, that thing just feels like a middleweight boxer. It's angry, it's just waiting for the bell. It's very chunky, very brawny for its size. Um, Very aggressive too if you put it in full spec. But the M4, that was just a nice GT car. That one's one, like if I had to buy one, I get an M4. Even though people say, "Oh, it's the same as the sedan." I know that, but I like the two door.
Yeah, I've not driven the M4, I don't think. I've driven the M3, I've driven the M2, I've driven the i5 and the rest of the 5 line, including the gas cars, except the M5. I was very privileged to be able to see the M5 before it came out um, in person, which was super cool, but did not get to drive it. It was not prepared for that at the time. Um, I'll tell you, dude, again, not having driven the M4, M2, fantastic car.
Yeah.
Really impressive. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. It's the car that I spun on track. I got an intimate experience with the M2. Really, that whole trip was crazy. I had genuinely one of the best drives I've ever had in my life in a Rolls-Royce Spectre during that trip. Not on the track, but it was just a super special trip. But when I had the chance to take a car away from the track for a few hours, of all the stuff that was available, I took the M2 because I
Yeah.
was like, it's me. It's what I want. It's a manual. It's angry. It's fun. It's not super comfortable, but it's got a lot of attitude, and yeah, just a total blast. Total
Another
blast.
car that was really impressed and surprised with was the new i4 M60, which is the sporty electric sedan. Which
Mm-hmm.
I thought it looks a lot cleaner than the i5, and the performance was just really impressive. I was like, whoa, this thing! Like, of course, it's electric, so it goes on a dime, but it stops on a dime too, which was really impressive because we were doing drag tests from 0 to 60 back to zero in the wet. So get to experience the full ABS and their advanced stability controls, and that thing stopped on a dime, even in the wet. Really surprised me considering how heavy those cars are. So nice one.
Super, super impressive. All right. Let's move forward. Let's talk a little bit about Polestar. What's the news there?
Well, apparently they're all built by Chinese spies, so they're not allowed to be here anymore. Apparently.
Yeah. So, in case no one knows, Polestar was basically kicked out of the US, or I should say, they decided to exit the US after some recent rulings with the federal government. Um, Last week's U.S. sales ban spurred a fire sale on the remaining Polestar 3 and 4 inventory, and you won't believe the deals. That's from car and driver Drew Dorian, published January 2nd, so about 10 days ago. Right now, you can buy a Polestar 4 for less than a new Chevy Bolt. I'll tell you right now, that's a screaming deal.
Yeah.
Polestar 4 models can be had for up to $25,000 off the sticker price, or a 39-month lease payment of only $399 per month. That is a wild, wild deal.
I mean,
The more expensive. Go
you're
ahead.
buying an orphan car, so that's a kid that keep that in mind. Like, oh, what happens if it breaks down? You can try and take it to a mobile dealership, and they'll say, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I wonder if Car and Driver covers that at all. Okay, here's what it says. Taking a chance on a Polestar doesn't come without risk. Right now, it's unclear how service, maintenance, and warranty will be handled once the company exits the U.S. market, though Polestar says those will continue. It's possible that its sister brand, Volvo, will provide such services through its dealers, but specifics have not been communicated. So, there you go. It's a tight window. I don't know what's available right now. I haven't looked myself. But remind me, Jesus, what have you driven from Polestar so far?
Last year I drove the new 4, which is the one that you see right there on the cover, which is their new 4-door sedan with no back window because it's just a camera now. And I thought it was like for an electric vehicle, it's perfectly nice. It's very comfortable. It's got that nice kind of like minimalist luxury to it. I just thought it was a little too complicated because everything is on the screen. Everything, even the turn signals on the screen. Which, if you're really into tech, it's great. But if you're not, it's not. Like it's you can look at it like, why can't I just turn the windows down by doing the thing? No, why are they going to the center screen to turn the windows or to adjust my seat? It's too much for most people, I would say. You really have to be really into the latest technology for you to look at that and think, oh, this is so cool. I didn't because, again, I am low tech. That being said, it drove really, really nice, really comfortable. It looks different. If you're tired of seeing Teslas, you want something a little different. That's it. That'd be a good alternative.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't driven the 3 or the 4. I drove the 2 when it first came out, and it was outstanding. Or I should say, I drove the updated 2 when it came out. So the rear wheel drive one, not the front wheel drive one. And fantastic car. Fantastic car. Um, like you said, you need to be tech savvy. If you're not tech savvy, you're not going to love it. But beyond that, hard not to recommend it, especially for prices under the cost of a Chevy Bolt. Like, they are in 2 different leagues
If the monthly
entirely.
payment is down, like under $500, $400, $300, that's kind of it's almost kind of like a safe gamble because you're like, well, this car might crap out in 2 3 years, and no one's gonna want to touch it. That's fine. All right, get rid of it, get another one.
Yeah, it's funny. We didn't talk about it before we started the podcast, but do you know the slowest selling gas-powered sedan in America is right now? Any idea? Give me a couple guesses. What do you think?
Any brand that's just sold in America, so it's not necessarily an American brand. It's just, I would say,
Yeah, any sedan sold in America.
Oh, it can't be that. They're all it's like, no, that car's dead. That car's dead.
That's
Volkswagen?
the first thing I thought too. I was like, oh well, it's not
They're all
Impala because that doesn't exist anymore.
no. Malibu's dead. Ford's been dead for a long time. I would say either the Toyota Crown or something from Volkswagen.
Dodge Charger.
Oh, it's a shame.
It is a shame, right? Like, are you joking? Like, people need to get on it because that's a great car.
I think I would blame the haters and the hype.
Yeah, you're totally right. I think
Always
you're
ruin it.
totally right there because the deals are insane. They just started Dodge Power Dollars again. So you can get $5,500 off of a 550 horsepower Scat Pack. That makes it possible to get a two-door Scat Pack Dodge Charger for 49 grand. Like, that's still a lot of money. I'm not saying it's cheap, but that's pretty cheap for that amount of power
And I know people are
and
saying, well, it's
that
not a
amount of
V8.
flexibility.
Because it wasn't that a V8. Well, then look at BMW. I mean, try and getting that much power from a BMW for under 50 grand.
Did you know this? You probably do. You're on top of stuff more than I am. The bore and stroke, I believe I'm remembering this correctly. It's possible that I'm messing this up. The bore and stroke of the Stellantis inline six is identical to the M3 inline six.
I
Like
believe that.
everything is like nearly identical. Jason Camisa has a great video on it.
I would believe it.
How
But that's the
Stellantis
bar they're saying that.
Stellantis basically looked at BMW and went, okay, we're just going to do that because it clearly works.
Well, they had
And
to.
last,
You
go ahead.
think straight six, you think European.
Yeah.
So you think performance. So it's like, all right, we're going to build a straight six again and not put it in a Jeep. We got to make this thing like silky smooth and wickedly powerful.
Well, it
Because
makes you wish they would put it in the Cherokee, right? The Cherokee and the Grand Cherokee. That'd be awesome.
they probably will. Give it time.
Last week I had a Charger that hopefully I will get back. We'll save that story for another podcast, but I just wanted to share how practical this thing is. That's a double XL mountain bike in the back of it.
Because it has a hatchback.
Because it has a hatchback. Like, what a great freaking car. My goodness. I'm like so close to pulling the trigger on one. I've always wanted a Toyota GR Corolla because it's a great little rally car, right? That thing might win me over because it's rear biased the whole time. Not just when you go select it.
Well, when I drove it in the dirt, I thought, it's all-wheel drive. This thing, put some skid plates in the bottom and give it just
Heck
maybe
yeah,
one
dude.
more inch of ground clearance or some actual tires that can handle rough ruts.
Yeah.
It'll slide all day in the dirt. It'd be fun.
Dude, it is such a proper modern muscle car. Okay. Let's move on to flock cameras. We've kind of lightly discussed this subject in the past, but just wanted to, Jesus mentioned it. I've obviously gone on and on about it at carscoops.com. I think Road and Tracks even let me write about it one time. How flock cameras wrongly tracked me for days over, quote, stolen plates and sent police after me. This is from our colleague Joel Federer over Federer. I don't know how to say Joel's last name. Apologies, Joel. Over at The Drive. How did you first hear about this, Jesus?
I heard it through Kyle, the editor of The Drive, because they posted like a thing right before the day before the news, the story broke. It was kind of like, hey, he reshared Joe, kind of, I'm sorry, said he's going to drop the biggest story of his career, and the next day, like, oh, that was probably it. And yes, it is.
Yeah. So, are you armed? The police officer screamed. Get out of the car. On an otherwise normal Sunday afternoon in late June, I decided to take the $155,000 Range Rover I was testing that week out to run some errands with my wife. Little did I know that choice would complete a technological chain linking survey. That choice would complete a technological chain linking surveillance cameras, AI, and law enforcement that led me and my wife to being surrounded by police, hands on their guns, in a Kohl's parking lot in suburban Minnesota. That's how Joel opens the story up. great writing, terrible reading. Essentially, it just comes down to this. There was an issue with the license plate on the Range Rover that he was testing, and he has body cam footage and everything from explaining to these officers that this plate is not stolen. Here we go. The New Jersey plates that were allegedly stolen from the Los Angeles dealer were 3403 DTM, not 3410 DTM. But when the police report was created and the plate was entered in a Flock's system, it was just recorded as 34 DTM. Just the 5 large characters, no little number in the middle. And Flock's AI tech wasn't registering that non-standard little number when it began picking up the Range Rover around town. It just saw 34 DTM in large type and started alerting the local police. I kid you not. I'm not sure where Joel puts it. Somewhere in here, the police actually told Joel, "You're lucky you're not in whatever other state they were talking about, because those officers would have drawn guns on you." That's what we're dealing with here with these flock cameras. And I just want to be clear for everybody, again, totally apolitical here. We're just pointing out a surveillance state kind of situation. Take a look at this map of the US. That's how many cameras are currently known. And I should say this is crowdsourced, so people could, in theory, put erroneous camera locations in here. So we can't, as Driven to Live, we can't verify every single one of the ones here on dflock.org or dflock.me. But my goodness, the amount of cameras is utterly insane. They're everywhere. There's so many, over 113,000 in the US currently known. Yeah, where do you want to go from there, Jesus? Because we both have a ton we can say about this.
Well, first of all, mass surveillance is a freedom. Second of all, it's surprised the reaction of how much, like the amount of resources that were invested in this just to basically verify a stolen car. Like, was for stolen plates? Like, was there a crime attached to it? Because I mean, that's like borderline felony traffic stop. I mean, 4 cops ready just to verify. Oh, because and the car might be stolen. It seems like a overuse of force. Unless it's like, well, the plates were stolen and it's tied to a murder scene. Oh, okay, then it's fine. But dude, it's just a stolen Range Rover. Like, relax. Why do you have so much manpower just for that? I mean, it was excessive. Also, what's really annoying about all of this is that, okay, now people make mistakes all the time. Now you have people that can make mistakes relying on a system that can also make mistakes. Mistakes that humans can also make mistakes of. So now you have 2 layers of potential errors that are going to take forever to resolve. I mean, Joel is lucky because the car, it wasn't his car, it's a press vehicle. So it's very easy. He's like, hey, look, I have a contract, manufacture plates, done. But if it was been his personal vehicle, I'm assuming that would have been a lot more of a hassle because then you got to go through your own insurance, your own registration, prove it's not stolen, and it'd be a whole headache. And although also the body footage shows him it's like, I'm a car reviewer, I'm a car journalist.
Yeah, he's trying to explain it to them. Yeah.
What is that? Which I get that a lot too when I talk about what I do. It's like if you break it down, what do those 2 words mean? Automotive journalist. What does that mean? I'm a journalist about cars.
Yeah.
In that context, I didn't say I'm a regional distribution manager at IT. No, it's not. No, it's right. Very simple. Car reviewer. And people are like, I didn't know that existed. But what do you mean? People review sushi places. They also review cars.
Yeah, restaurant reviewers. Yeah, travel reviewers, all kinds of stuff. And I wanted to bring up this other case. Dude, I've got so much ammo loaded, which is a hilarious way to bring up cops draw guns on Arkansas family after ALPR camera flags wrong plate. This is the same exact situation, except for not an automotive journalist. The camera just flags the wrong car, and police not only pull the car over, they pull it over with guns drawn, pointed at this family. If one of them makes a horrific mistake, we're talking about a potential loss of life because the plate was not what Flock said it was. Flock said the plate had a specific number, APX 55X, or I'm sorry, 55Y, but the plate was 55X. Did the officer look at the plate and go, oh no, guys, hey, call it off, we're good, it's got an X at the end? No. Instead, they pulled the person over and drew their guns. And then a second person showed up, or a second police officer showed up and did the same thing.
Again, in that amount of escalation is usually for like a felony traffic stop, or like the guns are drawn, they tell the driver, hey, get out. You get out of the car. Come over here.
Verified felony stop. Yeah.
I don't understand the escalation. Like, all right, you're going to just check it out first. Why are you rolling so hot? Is there a crime attached to this plate? That's the only reason why I would see, oh, they're looking for the suspect because it's wanted for XYZ. If it's just a stolen car, stolen plate, relax. Like, you have no idea. You're just automatically escalating the situation. When you again, and that you just proved it. Now, the cop is fully trusting the system instead of just looking like, hey, that plate doesn't look like the same thing as here. Oh,
right. He's not even looking at it. He's not like, oh yeah, never mind, guys. And here's the situation, everybody. If you're watching from home or listening from home, by all means, watch us on YouTube. I think you can watch us on Instagram as well. This is not the only problem with Flock or with all ALPR. It doesn't matter the brand. The company doesn't matter. The brand doesn't matter. All of these automatic license plate reading cameras have similar issues. For example, here's a story from January where Flock cameras track everything except the cops misusing them. This is a continual issue. If you Google this today, you'll find even newer examples than from January. Back in January, there were several examples that I could write about here where police officers have been caught using this system to essentially stalk people. Sometimes domestic violence victims, sometimes rival business owners, and it's happened multiple times across the country. That's another issue with the system. You are relying in the system on humans only using it lawfully.
Which, the Dark Knight taught us this almost 15 years ago. It's too much power for one man, and what happens at the end? They destroy it.
That's the only way to do it. Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
It's like you can't. This only works if the system is perfect, which is not, and if people are not going to misuse it, which they're not, especially if they just have open access to it. It is. The cost outweighs. Like it doesn't make any sense at all. Because, it's going to make you safer. Is it?
Well,
at what?
I'll tell you, dude. Here's the thing. A lot of folks don't realize two things. One, you're right about destroying it, and we're going to circle into that momentarily. These things don't just track your license plate. It's not just a picture of your plate. It's a picture of your whole car, and then it details everything about your car. Do you have a bumper sticker? It's going to tie your bumper sticker to your license plate. Do you have a big dent in the back of your tailgate or on your fender or on one of your bumpers? It's going to tie that to the bumper sticker to the license plate. It's going to do all of those things. And we talked a few weeks ago about another technology that's coming about that is tied into these cameras so that it can track digital signals in the car. Did your phone ping as you drove by the camera? It's going to track that to the car. And then in the future, let's say it just picks up the phone. It's going to go, oh, we think that's the owner of XYZ 794. But I bring all of that up just to say people are fighting back. Flock license plate readers spread fast, the smashing spread faster. People across the nation are destroying these things.
Yeah.
Uh, Go ahead.
Not that we would never tell people, hey, destroy these cameras, but we're just saying that people are doing it by their own free will.
It's so funny, dude. I just realized something. So I wrote this story back for Car Scoops in February 27th. Uh, and somehow in Virginia, a man was arrested and charged after allegedly destroying 13 cameras across the state, later claiming he acted out of concern for Fourth Amendment protections. I just wrote the much deeper version of that, not realizing I had already mentioned it. That's hilarious.
The only thing that I have to look forward from all this is when you have something like this, it brings about someone else building something that can fight it. Like
Yeah.
remember when BMW had that I think that SEMA, where it was a paint that changed colors in real time like a chameleon.
Yeah.
And that can you imagine that like, oh, the car's tracking me, fine, I'm just gonna install this and now every day a new color. Or hey, now I'm gonna have, signal blocking glove boxes to keep my phone in it when I'm driving. They're not gonna come up with so many stuff in the aftermarket to kind of like sprays that now you can't read it when the camera scans it, but it's totally visible to naked eye, so it's still law. Like
Yeah.
there's gonna
I
be all this
wonder.
window tint that cameras can't read you when they scan it.
License plate camera blocker, transparent license plate cover paired with a silicone license plates frame suitable, blah, blah, blah. $23 on Amazon. No telling if that works. No telling if that's legal. For sure, don't use it if it's illegal. Don't do that.
Check your
Uh,
local state laws first.
Absolutely do that. Um,
Better.
like you said, there's gonna be ways around some of this stuff for sure.
And if there isn't, someone's going to invent a way how to get around this. Because I think that if someone invents something else, someone's going to invent something else to counteract it. Because they know, like, oh, people don't like this. I'm going to make a product that gets rid of that because people that don't like it are going to buy my stuff.
Yeah.
Just capitalism, free market.
Well, I'll say this: the noise is getting pretty loud about
Good.
getting rid of these things. I'll show you this one here. Why more cities are suddenly pulling the flock on or pulling the plug on flock safety cameras. Um, a Virginia city canceled a contract with them. Colorado also canceled a contract with them. A very um, dubious contract with Flock, but then Colorado went back with Axon, which is a different brand. Probably most importantly, the most surprising thing is that the third largest police department in the nation, LAPD, just canceled their contract with Flock over privacy issues. They openly admit that.
I know in my hometown, Laredo, they had a situation because they agreed upon a certain amount of cameras, and lo and behold, they put like triple the amount of cameras. And people are like, why there's so many? The deal was for X amount at certain places, which was like near the border. Now they're all over the city, and people are fighting back against that. Tell you one thing:
So,
this and data centers is going to change up a lot of city council elections.
so interesting notes here from LATimes.com. The LAPD signed a 3-year agreement with Flock in July 2023 that was already set to expire on Saturday. So this wasn't LAPD necessarily going, "Hey, look, we understand, we hear you. We're gonna make a change."
And it's just like, oh, just
Uh,
let's not renew then.
an LAPD spokesperson declined to comment. A Flock spokesperson called the LAPD's decision a surprise. We're confident that through ongoing discussions with LAPD, we can clear up the current misconceptions that led to today's disappointing pause, said the spokesperson. We hope to resume our successful partnership with the department soon.
Wonder
We'll
how it's going
see.
to impact the fashion industry of this, because now they're going to have people make designing sunglasses, masks, hats, sweaters, jackets to counteract. Like, oh, you can't be. Like, they might scan you, but it's not going to recognize your face. I mean, if they sold me glasses that look like mine that you can't read your eyes when it's being scanned by camera. Yeah, I'll totally buy those. Are you kidding me?
You know, they've already got those, what were they're like paparazzi jackets, right? So that like for celebrities, like they can wear them, and if they get photographed, it like overexposes the photograph. So yeah, you're right. I'm sure stuff like that is coming.
They want.
You know,
You know
it's
what? You know what I'm not going to buy though?
hmm,
Meta glasses.
yeah, me either. But like I like the idea of being able to do stuff like that, but I would like it to be completely open source so that I can see the code and know what's going on and stop anybody other than me getting that footage.
No, it just also. I mean, people. I've seen people that have them. Like, dude, it's just. It's creepy.
Definitely creepy. I've seen a lot of our cohorts use it, you know, journalists that are just using it for taping, or seem to be only using it for taping, you know, live experiences in a car. But yeah, big concerns over that too. I mean,
So just get a
I
GoPro.
think, yeah, that's true too. Definitely see a giant break between individual content creators and the federal government there. But I get the privacy concerns either way because, you know, you can easily paint over that little, isn't there a little light on those things? You
Yeah.
can easily make sure that that's not showing up and go record whatever you want. And a lot of people have no idea that those are what they are.
No. Like I know me and my friend were talking to another friend. He had them on. He's like, "Are those Meta glasses?" Like, yeah. He took a photo of me. He's like, "Don't take a photo of me." It's like, "Oh, you want to keep those glasses?"
It's going to be an interesting situation. We'll see.
All I can say is I ain't
Uh,
no cars anytime soon.
yeah, yeah. What do we got planned for next week, bro?
Next week, I don't know, but right now I am enjoying the new 2026 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. It's funny because Jeep said they're gonna lower the price for this new generation, and so starting price is around like 65, $67,000. But this one has been rounded up to $107,000.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. I'm trying to pull up a picture of it because I had it for a little bit before you did.
I will say that like this one that it comes fully loaded, but you can get away with a lot of stuff that it has options. Like you don't need the TVs in the back, you don't need the third screen, you don't need a lot of stuff. What you do need is the high output Hurricane engine. You do need that really nice third row seat because it's the L, so it's a long wheelbase. It is so spacious. Like I've always said it, like of all the big SUVs, you got Sequoia, you got the Expedition, Suburban, and Tahoe, and this Grand Wagoneer. Grand Wagoneer has my vote. That's what I'd buy. But, you know, if I had the family and the money to buy it, need it, that's the one I get because it's so smooth on the highway. It's like a figure skater, and it just glides everywhere. It is big, but it's not wide. It's just very long, so you don't feel like you're gonna crash into things on the side all the time. So you get used to the size really quick. And fuel economy is pretty good. I'm getting like 18 miles per gallon, and it's got over 500 miles of range. So I drove to Austin for that track meet and came back 250 miles, averaging 18 miles per gallon. So I still had a little bit over half a tank when I got back.
I'll say this too, like it's legit capable off road, and it's
Yeah,
one of the best on road drivers I've ever seen. Like if you're watching on the podcast on YouTube, I've got the front driver or front passenger side tire up off of the ground. Like
yeah,
it'll tripod, no problem.
it's a Jeep, just
Yeah.
big. It's just a very big Jeep. But yeah, it'll still do Jeep things. It can do luxury SUV things. It's a little, I would say, a little more subdued in terms of styling than the other
Yeah.
big flagship SUVs, especially from the side. Like it doesn't look very stylish from the side. The front end looks pretty good. I know they did a new front end for 2026. But the amount of space on the inside, even with the third row seats up, you have so much room in the back to put in place. You can probably almost fit a bicycle like your bike in the back with the third
Yeah.
row seats. Macintosh, sound stuff sounds pretty good. And again, that Hurricane inline six, it is very impressive. Like you think this big old boat isn't gonna take off? It takes off. Really
Yeah.
nice.
I do miss the high output one. I wish that was still available, but really can't complain about it beyond that. Like, it's such a good vehicle overall.
It's great because you don't need to go full out, full spec to really get the most out of it. I'm pretty sure that I would love to drive a base model of the Grand Wagoneer just to get the experience of it because I'm convinced that I'd still love it. I'd still be like, yeah, this is great. Like, oh, I don't have the fancy massaging seats. Oh, well, this is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great vehicle. We'll talk about that next week, and we'll talk about how I broke a Dodge Charger next week.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Be sure to check out our social media channels: Jesus Behind the Wheel, S Rivers Cars, most importantly, Driven to Live on Instagram. And thank you so much for spending your time with us. Let us know what you think about all this. Send us some comments. Like the video, hate the video. I don't think that's a button, but by all means, try to find it and spend some more time on our page. Any parting words, Jesus?
Yeah, drive safe and keep on watching. Thanks so much for listening to us.
Yeah. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you soon.